Welcome to Digest Discussions, where every episode brings the pages of knowledge to life. Dive deep with us into the heart of academic excellence, where the latest blog posts from Doctoral Digest aren't just read, they're explored, questioned, and expanded. In this podcast, we peel back the layers of complex topics, offering doctoral candidates and scholarly enthusiasts a seat at our roundtable of innovation, where we guide new doctoral students and dissertation warriors through the often confusing world of academics.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Digest Discussions. Today we're diving into a topic that causes considerable anxiety for many doctoral students: qualitative research methods. It's a fascinating approach that offers rich insights, but can feel like entering a bewildering labyrinth for the uninitiated.
Absolutely, and I think that's why today's discussion is so valuable. Many doctoral students come armed with theoretical knowledge but feel uncertain about applying qualitative methods effectively. I remember my own early experiences with qualitative research, that moment of where do I even begin? It can be overwhelming.
That's precisely the challenge. And I think what's interesting is that qualitative research isn't just a method. It's truly a different way of seeing and understanding the world around us. It's about depth rather than breadth, about stories rather than statistics.
You've hit on something important there. Qualitative research allows us to explore the richness of human experience in ways that quantitative approaches sometimes cannot. It gives voice to participants and explores the why and how behind the what that quantitative methods might reveal.
And that's why it plays such a pivotal role in doctoral studies. Let's break down why qualitative research matters so much in this context. First, it allows researchers to understand the broader context, looking beyond isolated variables to explore environments, cultures, and social dynamics that shape experiences.
It's like the difference between looking at a photograph and watching a film. Both capture reality, but one offers movement, sound, context, and development. Qualitative research lets us see the full picture in motion, rather than just a static snapshot.
That's a brilliant analogy. And speaking of context, qualitative research often unfolds as a narrative. This narrative approach is particularly powerful because it captures emotions, thoughts, and feelings that numbers alone simply cannot convey.
There's a quote in the Doctoral Digest article that really resonates with me. Qualitative research invites us to step into the shoes of others and explore their realities. That's what makes it so compelling, this ability to see through others' eyes.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect: building relationships with participants. In qualitative research, the researcher isn't just a data collector, they're a listener, an interpreter. The relationship between researcher and participant is foundational.
Absolutely. Trust is essential because when participants feel comfortable and respected, they're more likely to share authentic experiences and perspectives. This relationship-building aspect transforms participants from subjects to co-creators of knowledge.
Which leads us to one of the hallmarks of qualitative research: open-ended questions. Unlike closed questions that limit responses to predetermined options, open-ended questions invite unexpected insights and allow participants to express themselves freely.
I love the example from the article. Instead of asking, "Did you like the program?" which only invites a yes or no, you might ask, "What was your experience with the program?" That second question opens the door to rich, detailed responses that might reveal challenges or successes you hadn't anticipated.
It reminds me of an experience I had conducting focus groups for my dissertation. One participant made a comment that completely shifted my understanding of the phenomenon I was studying, an insight I never would have gained from a survey with predefined responses.
That's the beauty of qualitative research, those unexpected revelations. But speaking of focus groups, let's talk about some advanced techniques for data collection. What approaches should doctoral students consider?
In-depth interviews are certainly a cornerstone method, but the success of these interviews hinges entirely on crafting the right questions. You want questions that are clear and concise, avoid jargon, encourage elaboration, and allow for natural conversation flow.
I think many novice researchers make the mistake of treating their interview guide like a script that must be rigidly followed. In reality, it's more like a conversational roadmap. You have destinations you want to reach, but the exact route might vary.
Exactly. And that flexibility often leads to the richest insights. Another powerful technique is focus groups, which bring together small groups to discuss specific topics. The group dynamic can generate ideas and perspectives that might not emerge in one-on-one interviews.
What I find fascinating about focus groups is how participants build on each other's comments. Someone might share an experience that triggers a memory or insight from another participant, creating this collaborative meaning-making process.
It's like intellectual synergy. But conducting effective focus groups requires skill, choosing diverse participants, creating a comfortable environment, and guiding the discussion without dominating it. It's a bit like conducting an orchestra, with each participant contributing to a harmonious understanding.
Another valuable approach is observational studies, which allow researchers to see behaviors in real-world settings. This technique can provide insights that interviews or surveys might miss because people don't always accurately report their own behaviors.
There's often a gap between what people say they do and what they actually do. Observational studies bridge that gap by capturing authentic interactions and even nonverbal cues that participants might not mention or might not even be consciously aware of.
Exactly. And in today's digital age, researchers have access to technological tools that can enhance data collection. Online survey platforms, recording software, and data analysis programs. These tools don't replace methodological rigor, but they can certainly streamline the process.
Once you've collected all this rich data, the real challenge begins: analysis. This is where many doctoral students feel particularly overwhelmed. How do you make sense of all this information?
Coding is foundational to qualitative analysis. It's the process of categorizing data into themes or patterns. I like the analogy from the article comparing it to sorting through a messy drawer, taking everything out and grouping similar items together to see the bigger picture.
The coding process requires careful attention. You identify key concepts, assign labels or codes, and then group these codes into broader themes. This transforms raw information into structured insights that can inform your findings.
And beyond coding, narrative analysis focuses on the stories behind the data. Every piece of information has a context, a background. By examining these narratives closely, you gain deeper understanding of participants' experiences.
Narrative analysis requires active listening, paying attention not just to what people say, but how they tell their stories. The language, metaphors, and structure they use can reveal layers of meaning that might otherwise be missed.
Then there's thematic analysis, which helps identify patterns across your dataset. This is particularly useful when dealing with large amounts of qualitative information. You familiarize yourself with the data, generate initial codes, and then search for overarching themes.
Software tools can be incredibly helpful during this analysis phase. They help organize data efficiently, allow for collaborative work, and can create visual representations that help you see trends at a glance.
While these tools are valuable, I think it's important for researchers to remember that qualitative analysis isn't just about finding patterns. It's about uncovering meaningful interpretations. Each technique offers a unique lens through which to view your data.
That's a crucial point, and it leads us to perhaps the most important phase: interpretation. This is where you transform your analysis into impactful conclusions that contribute to your field.
A key aspect of interpretation is drawing connections between your data and existing theories. How do your findings support or challenge what's already known? This alignment strengthens your argument and positions your work within the broader academic conversation.
And don't underestimate the power of storytelling. In presenting your findings, humans are wired for stories. Using vivid descriptions and relatable examples brings your data to life and makes your research more engaging and memorable.
While crafting these narratives, it's essential to assess the reliability and validity of your findings. Reliability refers to consistency. Could your results be replicated? Validity concerns accuracy. Are you truly measuring what you intend to measure?
Triangulation is a powerful strategy here, combining multiple data sources or methods to enhance credibility. Seeking feedback from peers or mentors and thoroughly documenting your process also strengthens the trustworthiness of your research.
Visual presentation can also enhance the impact of your findings. In our information-saturated world, well-designed charts, graphs, or infographics can help your key points stand out. These visuals should complement your narrative, making complex data more accessible.
Throughout this process, it's vital to align your interpretations with your original research questions. This ensures that your conclusions are relevant and focused. It's easy to get lost in fascinating tangents, but ultimately, your research needs to address the questions you set out to answer.
And of course, all of this happens within the context of various challenges that qualitative researchers face. Let's talk about some common hurdles and how doctoral students can overcome them.
Ethical considerations are paramount. Researchers must ensure that their work respects the rights and dignity of participants. This includes protecting confidentiality by anonymizing data and securing informed consent so participants understand how their information will be used.
Another significant challenge is researcher bias. Our own perspectives inevitably influence how we interpret data. Reflexivity, consciously reflecting on our biases and how they affect our research, is essential for maintaining as much objectivity as possible.
Collaborating with peers can be extremely helpful here. Other researchers might see things you miss or bring different perspectives that enrich your analysis. This collaborative approach often leads to more balanced and accurate interpretations.
Time management and data overload present practical challenges. Qualitative research often generates enormous amounts of information, which can feel overwhelming. Creating a timeline with manageable tasks and using software tools designed for qualitative analysis can help researchers stay organized and focused.
Having a robust framework for analysis is also crucial. Clear research questions and a well-developed coding system guide your investigation and help you stay on track. But this framework should allow for flexibility. Sometimes the most valuable insights emerge unexpectedly.
I think that's one of the beautiful aspects of qualitative research. It leaves room for discovery. You might begin with certain assumptions or expectations, but remain open to where the data leads you. This openness can result in transformative insights.
That's absolutely right. Every research journey comes with challenges, but with the right mindset and strategies, these challenges become opportunities for growth and learning. Qualitative research offers a unique window into human experience that can profoundly enrich doctoral studies.
And ultimately, that's what makes it so valuable. Its ability to capture the complexity, nuance, and depth of human experience in ways that other approaches cannot. For doctoral students willing to embrace its challenges, qualitative research offers remarkable rewards.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today on qualitative research methods for doctoral students. We've explored why this approach matters, discussed advanced data collection techniques, examined analysis methods, considered interpretation strategies, and addressed common challenges.
We've hopefully demystified some aspects of the qualitative research process and provided doctoral students with practical insights they can apply to their own studies. The journey may be complex, but the destination, rich, meaningful research that contributes to human understanding, is certainly worth it.
Thanks for joining us for this digest discussion. We're the Academic Renegade crew, reminding you that you are not alone in your doctoral journey. Join us for every episode as we break down the Doctoral Digest's most compelling content, bringing expert commentary, critical analysis, and a touch of scholarly camaraderie right to your ears. This isn't just another academic podcast. It's a community, an idea incubator, and your weekly dose of scholarly innovation all rolled into one.
Tune in to digest discussions and transform the way you engage with academic literature. Let's start the conversation today.